Whose insurance pays out after a hit and run? Your insurance company may end up paying out after a hit and run. Let's imagine you've left your car on the side of the road and it's hit by another vehicle, and no one has claimed responsibility for the accident. Your insurance coverage may have to pay for the damage your vehicle sustained and any injuries you have suffered. While it is completely normal for insurance coverage to pay out if you accidentally injure another party, the coverage could end up paying if another driver hits your car and leaves the scene of the accident. Let's take a look at some of the best options if your car has been damaged in a hit and run, and if you've been injured. Uninsured driver coverage. Also known as uninsured motorist coverage in many parts of the United States, insurers have to offer a minimal amount of uninsured coverage to those who buy their policies. In some parts of the country, drivers have to carry a specific level of uninsured motorist coverage. The good news is that drivers can purchase an increased level of coverage, in addition to personal injury coverage. What uninsured motorist coverage provides? Coverage if you are injured by an uninsured vehicle. Coverage if your car is damaged by an uninsured vehicle. This type of coverage is the main source/level of protection if you have been involved in a hit and run. If the driver who hit you or your vehicle cannot be found, it's important that you contact the police and your insurance provider as soon as possible. When talking to the police and your insurance provider, you will need to prove that the other vehicle came into contact with your car, and you will need to produce a witness to the accident. It could work in your favor if the witness to the accident was not the driver or the owner of the vehicle that was hit. As well as having sufficient uninsured motorist coverage, you should think about buying extra coverage. Let's imagine that your insurance policy has a liability limit of $200,000 per person and $400,000 in the aggregate, if more than one person was injured. You may be able to buy an additional premium that covers you for an accident caused by an uninsured motorist. Additional premiums could offer an extra $100,000, for example, making it worthwhile if you are involved in an accident. Personal injury protection. This type of coverage pays for loss of earnings and medical bills if you have been injured in an accident. If you were injured in a hit and run, you may be able to make a claim under the personal injury protection. However, you should be aware that making a claim could increase your monthly payments. You should also be aware that this type of insurance will not cover any damage to your car. In addition to this, it will not cover any emotional distress of pain and suffering that you have experienced since the accident. Personal injury protection can be purchased in most states as an add-on coverage, but this depends on which state you live in, and which insurance company you use. This type of protection can be part of your required automobile coverage if you live in a no-fault state. These states are Florida, Kansas, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New York, Pennsylvania, D.C., Hawaii, Kentucky, Michigan, New York, Utah, and North Dakota. Claiming against your policy. If you cannot find the driver who hit you, and every other method has failed, you may still be able to make a claim under your policy, specifically your collision coverage. This coverage should cover the damages that have been made to your vehicle, but if you make a claim, it's very likely that your payments will increase. We, therefore, recommend that you try all other avenues before you go down this route, and assess whether the damage to your vehicle is bad enough to warrant claiming against your own policy.